Almost Twins, a short story by Mark Fielding Darden. Almost Twins is the story of twin boys who grew up along the Pacific coast of Panama in Central America during the last half of the 20th century. They were born in 1950 in the former Panama Canal Zone, but lived most of their lives in a small Panamanian village called Rio Piedra, just west of Punta Mala. They actually lived outside the village on the Spaulding estate, a farm and home built on the coast by their parents, Todd and Loretta Spaulding. The family was American by nationality, but Panamanian by culture. The first to be born was Geoffe. He was a very bright child and succeeded at everything he touched. The second born was George, who had difficulty at birth and grew up slow, or retarded, as that condition was labeled back then. At the heart of the story is the angst experienced by Georgie as he grows up watching his perfect brother excel and experience all the things in life Georgie cannot quite reach, but desperately wants to reach. The story is almost true. The family is based on a real family the author grew up with during that time period. The author was born and raised in Panama, and in real life, the author was probably Georgie's best friend. Of course, Georgie had another name in those days, a real name. For literary reasons designed to protect the storyline, there are things that cannot be explained in this preface. At the end of the story, the reader will be able to read the background information that led to the story being written and put two and two together. But for now, the reader should simply start reading and let time have its way. Let Geoffe and Georgie into your heart. You will fall in love with these two boys and their families. The story is written such that each chapter takes place during a different time period in the boys' lives. Be sure to pay attention to the dates at the beginning of each chapter. Subtract from 1950 to keep track of the events taking place and the age of the boys throughout the story. 1964 is the most important year. As you are reading this story, please bear in mind that the word retard is not intended to denigrate or demean Georgie, or anyone else for that matter. Today that word is often used in a hurtful way. Not so within this story. It is simply the word that was used at that time in history to describe brain-damaged children. And with Georgie, it was almost a misnomer. Georgie was slow, but he was not helpless. He was almost whole. He also had a vivid imagination. The retardation was not genetic. It was caused by a lack of oxygen at birth. It's hard for the average person to imagine just how rough it must have been to live at that level of existence and to know it. And that's exactly what Georgie had to deal with. As stated within the story, Georgie was just smart enough to know that he was missing something. But was he? You decide. Outline. Take a look at the chapter and the dates as I explain a little more about the setting of the story. Except for the California Coastal Clinic, the story takes place almost entirely in the country of Panama. The Canal Zone is a 10-mile wide strip of land within the country of Panama that stretches 50 miles from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean, with the canal being situated more or less in the middle of the zone. Cristobal and Colon are on the Atlantic side. Balboa and Panama City are on the Pacific side. An odd feature of the country of Panama is that it lies east-west like Tennessee, and the canal actually runs virtually north-south through the country. Chapters 1 and 2, up next.